All right, people, Catfish Dave here. Less than 3 hours to fish today due to Knoxville traffic. I am down on Watts Bar Reservoir, and we're still dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Helena. The water still looks like chocolate milk. I done a number of videos right after the flood, and all my fish were shallow. Now, what we've had happen here is a drop in flow out of Fort Loudon from like 100,000 down to 65,000. Now, initially cutting that flow down can hurt the bite, but what it can also do is as things have calmed down, I'm seeing less debris out in the channel. The river's coming back to normal, as a lot of these fish could have went back to deep water. So I'm in the channel now. I'm going to dedicate, we've got I've got about 2 hours to actually fish here, so I can be back at the ramp by the time it's pitch black dark. But yeah, I want to dedicate half my time in this channel. I was out here yesterday when they had first cut the flow down. The bite was tough. I ended up catching some catfish, nothing of any real size. I've got bait, some skipjack, some white bass. We're going to throw a little of both. This skipjack is getting on its last leg a little bit here. I've had this stuff a while. Might better save it. You can see my fingers just go right through the gut pocket there. I'm going to cut that gut pocket out of it when it starts looking like that. Matter of fact, when they get that rough, we'll cut this out of there. White bass was caught a day after. It's in a little better shape. And I do have a couple skipjack in there that are a day fresher. I'm going to start with the worst first. Typically in Watts Bar, you're going to see some bites, so if the better bite is shallow still, hey, I may want to save my bait for when we go shallow. First, we're going to try the deep water. Yeah, the prop's working. The reason I ask is it wasn't working the other day when I tried to get started. I don't know how we've gotten this much farther downriver. I must have really drifted here. Get this boat speeded up past this spot. 60-something thousand. It is a pretty good amount of flow coming through Watts Bar. We're gonna have current. Could be a pretty strong current, being that we're that deep. 61 foot right now. I guess we're gonna be pulling a lot of 50 to 60 foot range of water here to start. Skipjack chunk. About 4 days old. Definitely beyond its good days. All my other videos were late start videos, and I didn't have a lot of time to fish because the bait was so tough after all this flooding. Yeah, I like to trim these white bass fins. They're a little bony. There we go. Get this bait on the hook. We'll start the Catfish Dave show. I'm running some different hooks nowadays. The big Gamma Katsu, or whatever you call it. I put my head pieces on those, on these large skipjack, because there's just that way you get something left exposed. I definitely need to get my towel out. My hands are getting nasty quick. I am seeing what looks like small catfish down in the bottom of the river there. When I was on Fort Loudon, I could not find a fish deep when the flooding first started. So we're gonna give this deep water a shot. Yes, we are. And I need to go way that way. There's a pleasure boater. I'll tell you what, there's not many boats on the water since this flood. I passed the Caney Creek ramp. There was one boat trailer there. There was no boat trailers at the ramp I launched from. And that guy there, he may just live around here, and got him a dock. Figured he'd come out here and play in the muddy water. We'll see how swift this is when I lock this board down. It's gonna be rolling pretty good. We're actually gonna be dragging an outside bend of the river. Come on, man. Let's lock this down and see what it does, see how hard that board pulls. I'm not pulling fast, I'm only going 0.3 due to the heavy flow. You go much faster than that, it's just gonna pick your bait up off the bottom. Throw that out there. Just throw a piece of white bass out there. This bite has been bouncing back and forth. Do they want white bass or skipjack better? I've been bringing both. Here's my waves from the only pleasure boater on the lake. Yeah, it gets dark earlier now, y'all. I gotta be back at the ramp, 7 o'clock, and that's a pretty good ways downriver. And there is still logs and trash in the river, so I'm not gonna travel real fast when the visibility goes down later this evening. I'm not into buying props. Tell you what, go ahead and put a skipjack chunk on here. We got one piece of white bass out. And the bad thing about fishing this late is every night I fish this week, the last hour before dark, the bites just kind of quit. I just kind of get these small pecks about that last hour after dark. We're in peak bite time right now. It's after 4 o'clock here. Go ahead and cut up another one of these. Yeah, when they get this rotten, I cut those gut pockets out of them. Take the knife right and just cut that whole nasty thing out of there. That's actually what causes your bait to rot to begin with. Good size skipjack here. I don't know if I want to save that or not. Probably not, but we don't have a lot of time, so I don't see how I'm going to use a lot of bait. I guess I still ain't got that rag out. The rag I got stinks, but it's better than that stuff being on my hands. Okay, y'all, we're pulling this outside bend, about threw that out of the boat. One of the hardest decisions to make is, do I fish shallow or deep? And this trip here is going to kind of let me know next time I come out and actually get an earlier start. 60 foot. There's a possible small fish on my screen, right up off the bottom like a catfish would do. River is real muddy here. We are working our way. We're in the middle of the channel now, coming out of a hole, but it's very slope-like on either side. Those catfish like them slopes. Once we get up past this, I'm going to pull this side of the boat here real close to the channel ledge, and we'll have a couple out in the channel and a couple right up against the ledge. I'm going to keep an eye on the time so I don't spend too much time in deep water if the deep water's not working. So far, I have not been on a deep water bite during this whole flood thing. I may bump my speed up to 0.4, cover a little more ground. Can't bump up too quick, or I'm gonna snatch my baits up off the bottom. Yeah, we're coming up onto the slope now. Went from 60 to 57. That's a steady rise through here. And it's right on an outside bend. Could be a good spot to get nailed. We're gonna see. Another sign of a catfish laying on the bottom right there. Small one appears to be. 54 foot. Yeah, okay, I'm getting some humpy bumpy stuff on the bottom here. Coming into 54 foot. There's definitely catfish here. Now that looks like a bigger fish on my screen. So there's something out here. Oh, about 15 minutes into the pool. No bites. No bites. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That was something pulling on it. Just lip grabbing it. And not getting it in its mouth. And that was not a big bait. I should have hooked that. Bait's still there. We will rehook it. Small fish. 50 foot. That's what we're up in. Uh-oh. We got that one. We got that one. Do I have this, yeah. We'll just set it here for now. Hooked up on, not sure which bait this is. Could be white bass, could be skipjack. We don't know. I do need this other rod in the other holder out of my way. I guess I won't be able to do it yet. We'll get this old fish in here. 50 foot of water I'm in, right up against the ledge. Be the first deep channel fish I've hooked in a while since the flood. When you're fishing this deep, you got a lot of line out. He's definitely no bigger than what I was catching in the shallow water. I want to see what it's on, if it's on white bass or skipjack. You keep shaking around, I guess I'll never know. I'm gonna guess because I don't have the bait no more, that it was skipjack, is what I'm gonna guess. Got that dang cord around there. That's what I'm gonna guess. Gotta get my boat turned a little bit here before I'm too far up on the ledge. Come on in here, old Watts Bar fishy. Yeah. Mud on it a little bit. Yeah. Spin up in the net. Make it more difficult to get you out. I'm gonna assume that was skipjack. First fish of the trip, typical Watts Bar dink catfish. Yeah, there is fish down there. I can see them. It's a matter of them eating. Tried to get me a swig of water there. I believe we got a small fish on a big skipjack head here. That happens often in Watts Bar Reservoir. But we are getting bit in the channel in deep water. Still no bigger fish than last time I was out here. Yeah, I'm seeing fish on the screen, no doubt. Come on up here. I'd rather them be shallow so I ain't got to pull them in so far. Yeah, you just go over to that board and make me a mess. Get up here. Big old skipjack head gets that little old fish. Amazing how they can do that. Big 12-aught hook, big skipjack head. How good are you hooked there, old fishy? We'll find out. Got you up under the snoot there, didn't it? There you go, come on out. Let's get back to fishing. Old Watts Bar dinky fish. Dude, you're already small enough. Maybe turn the tail at least straight. I'll bend you this way then. We'll have it your way. Try doing them this way. Yeah. Slimy old catfish. Chunk the old used head back out there. And use it again. That was on the other one. So no matter which one was skipjack or which one was white bass, we've hooked up either way. So we know the white bass has caught a fish now. Yeah. So y'all, we don't have long because the last hour of the evening, every evening, they pretty much quit. So this first hour counts the most. Come on up. There he is. Another Watts Bar sized fish. Dragging them through that current. He got my bait, so I ain't gonna know either way. But I do have another white bass head. Oh shoot, I didn't get him. How'd that happen? Guess that current washed him right out of there. I could throw a white bass chunk on. I'll tell you what, I need some pliers with these smaller circle hooks because they're harder to get my fingers around. There we go. Fish number 3 in 50 foot, main channel. Getting just as many away from the channel edge out there as we are up against the channel edge, which is telling me these fish are just all out, scattered out in the middle of the river. I could probably go right up the center of it and do about the same thing. Okay, that one's off the closer to the ledge. Uh-oh, getting hit there. Did he knock my board loose? Or is he still biting on it? He might be on it. Yeah, he's on it. Yeah, I've got a good thunderstorm over there to the left. Here in early October. No, I spot locked. I didn't want to do that. Didn't really want to do that. Oh well. We'll go ahead and live with it. Make sure I am spot locked and not going backwards. No, I am going backwards. Come on up here, brother, and don't get in that. Don't get in it. Don't get in it. I believe he's got in it. It's turning. It's turning. Maybe not. Yeah, you're wanting it, ain't you? Just ain't big enough. Come on up here, fishy. Whoa. Don't get all silly. I'm gonna go ahead and get my boat going again here. We'll tend to him. Prop sign. Come on up. That fish is all beat up, man, like ain't been off the nest long. Come on. Yeah. Another dime a dozen Watts bar fish. Tell you what, as ugly as this one is, it might have came out of Fort Loudon during that flood. Because Fort Loudon fish got the more beat up look to them. Straighten out. He ain't gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah, these fish are just scattered about. That is a thunder tower. We got a couple good storms moving about. It says 9% chance of rain, you don't expect to hear constant thunder and lightning. That one over there is booming quite a bit. One good thing about that thunderstorm is it is blocking the sun from my camera. He's either running straight to the boat as fast as he can, or he come off. Which is it? Which is it? I think he's still on there. Yeah, I think he's still on there. I was wondering if I still had bait where it'd been hit earlier. Yep, 0.7 we picked up the second fish, so I am holding bottom with these dragon sinkers. And that's good, because we're limited on time. We'll cover more water. Another Watts bar fish. Ornery and mean. No, that's that white bass head. I can see it dangling. Old white bass head. Little dinky old Watts bar fish. Okay. On the fresher skipjack. Chunk. Slow down to 0.2 while we reel this in. The little bit fresher bait. Didn't sit out there real long. Y'all, it has gotten really still and really humid. And I can hear that rumbling off over that way. Come on, fishy. Let's see what we got here. $49 foot. See what we got. We got a fish. He's got mud on his side. That fresher bait is gone. And we're gonna throw another one on. Another Watts bar fish. Yeah. Okay, y'all. This right here is what's happened to me the last 4 or 5 nights in a row. That last hour, you just kind of get these small bites and everything just kind of stops. I'll push on a little more. But I was kind of expecting this, meaning by the time I got out here, I had about an hour to fish. But yeah, I'm already starting to see the same thing, small bite, possibly took my fresh bait off, head getting a small bite. Okay, y'all. I am finishing up in this creek. The bite just kind of died out there in the channel, so I figured I'd pull in this creek because this is where I seen those skipjack yesterday. I'm not seeing the skipjack today, but we are pulling for a minute. I've got some kind of fish scale in my spool there. Come on, fishy. We got one coming in the creek here in 25 foot of water. Pulling 0.7. He's making it difficult, just laying in that current. Being as difficult as he can be. Come on in here. Come on in here. Another Watts bar size fish. Get my net back out. Get in there. Need to turn this boat before I'm out of the channel. Come on in here. Come on in here. Oh, Watts bar fish. These old owner SSW hooks, they get them. They get them pretty good. Pose for the camera. Well, all right, y'all, I'm gonna call it. 2 attempts on Watts bar. One video goes on my main channel, the other one on the Catfish Are Cool channel. Not really much difference. These fish are just pretty much everywhere. Flat, some in the creek, some in the channel, just scattered about after this flood right now at this time. And also, I do believe the bite is down because they went from 100,000 to 65 CFS, CFM, blah, 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 whatever they're calling it. But yeah, anytime you get that strong decrease in flow like that, it can make them a little lethargic. Either way, I caught fish both times down here in Watts Bar Reservoir. This is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.